I'm Christian, Luciano, I'm the monkey. And today we're going to be explaining to you the globalization and diffusion of auto culture.
Our thesis is that the internet has allowed for drastic changes in culture, popular culture, ranging from fashion to music to art and even the automobile. We believe that globalization of trends is inevitable and will continue to be as long as the internet is accessible.
A quick vocab for some terms that you may not understand. Camber is just the angle of the tops of the wheels. Negative camber means tops of the wheels point inward. Positive, vice versa. Offset is just where you take the wheels of a car and space them out more than they were like factory. Aftermarket is anything purchased on an automobile that didn't come with its stock, and JDM just stands for Japanese domestic market. It's basically everything. Yeah. So anything, basically anything manufactured in Japan.
Autoculture is the modification of an automobile. It's usually to suit one's liking or just a category to fit. It's a popularized category, and there's different styles, and each different style possesses different hertz.
So the one we're going to start with now is Hella Flesh and Stance. It's relatively new, considering the U.S. It's basically where one cuts the springs on their cars to give it a lower ride height. Gives it negative camber so the tops of the wheels turn inward, and spaces the wheels out more so that it just doesn't look this mainly originated from the Fast and Furious franchise, especially and also the drift scene in Japan. At first, it was used as an actual performance modification. And slowly over time, especially in Southern California, it has been more for cosmetic effect more than anything. This practice is found in Western Europe, the United States, as well as Japan, basically MDCs. You'll find this more in urban areas where it's just straight asphalt with minimal hills, because it's kind of hard to drive with your car straight. These are some examples. As you can see, the tops of the wheels are turned in here, especially this one right here in the middle. This one's dropped. That one stands too.
We all know what lowriders are. We've seen them around. Lowriders are just American vehicles produced from the late 50s to the mid 70s, and they're modified to sit low. And then because of hydraulic systems, they end up bouncing up after they've been suspended. It originated in the 1970s in LA from Mexican American men, and they're often seen in poor areas where there's a lot of predominantly African or Mexican American men. As you can see here, that's pretty high bounce there because of the hydraulic systems, and you can kind of notice you see all the hydraulics right there, and they're all pretty much bouncing.
Hot rods and rat rods. Hot rods and rat rods are typically older model cars, older model American cars that are modified for a blend of style and performance. This rat rods especially became popular in the late 40s, mid 30s, following the Great Depression, since engines and transmissions came relatively cheap. These are commonly seen in suburban areas and rural areas, as there's a lot of asphalt, a lot of tarmac, a lot of straightaways. These require a lot of space, and they're not typically city-driven automobiles.
Rices, they're not the nicest car I've seen around. And it's not a racial slur, by the way. It's race-inspired cosmetic enhancement or radically immature car enthusiasts, as we all know. Rices can be found throughout NBCs, and they originated to achieve the 21st Fast and Furious look for vehicles, but they kind of really failed to do that. It's just not pretty, and it hurts your ears too. They're categorized as a cosmetic modification, the front bumpers and the rears and neon under, but you don't see neon that often. It's distasteful. And the details are really bad, and they're just not nice cars. And here's a little example of it. Yeah.
As you can see, this one here has 6 exhaust pipes. Why exactly, we will never know. This one got kind of cut off, but it has 4 spoilers on the top. And please don't be this guy. Well, don't be this guy. Anyway, we have a video example. Don't worry about the reflections. Please play the video.
Can you please play for the rest of it?
Yeah. We get these all the time, literally all the time, going up and down University Avenue. So if you hear that, just know it's probably a Honda Civic with a fart can. Anyway, continue, Elias. Next slide.
Just click escape.
Did you break it? You broke
Hit
it.
the escape. Hit the escape key.
Papers out. Space. Thank you. Alright. Dune buggies they're mainly earlier model Volkswagen Beetles modified for driving through sand, hence the name dune buggy. These became especially popular in the 1950s and 60s. Well, not much in the 50s. In the 50s, they were just kind of around for the sole purpose of getting around through sandy areas, deserts, beaches, etc. You can typically see these with higher ride heights, wider tires, huge back tires, and roll cages because these things flip like nobody's business. Yeah. And these are some examples. This is a newer model. That is, I'm pretty sure that one's an old Cater one up to the far side. And that's just a regular